Happy April, everybody. April being Addison's Awareness Month. I'm Kristen. Welcome if it's your first time to the channel, and we are happy to have you here. And I have Ehlers Danlos Syndrome, so most of my videos here are about Ehlers Danlos Syndrome, and I'm also a licensed professional counselor. I'm not your licensed professional counselor, so I'm not here to give advice or to give you treatment information or diagnostics or any of that, but due to my filter of being an LPC and a person with a chronic illness, being Ehlers Danlos Syndrome, I had some things to share. And I kind of look at it with EDS being the umbrella, and then the other things that I deal with coming off of that. Today I thought we would talk about emergency kits. I have mine here, one of mine, emergency kits for Addisons and adrenal crisis. I thought I'd go through that and share with you guys what goes into an emergency kit. Everybody's is different, so you have to personalize yours and specialize it for your needs and your preferences. But I thought I would give you kind of a basic understanding of what goes in there in case you are looking at making one for yourself, for your loved one, as a carer, or if you're just curious. So let's get into it. I like this bag because it's insulated. I don't generally carry it when I'm traveling. Always, I actually carry a different bag. I'm going to be flying. Everything kind of goes in here. So this is a big O bag. When I'm not flying and I'm traveling around in my vehicle, when I go to work, when I'm at my office, wherever I happen to be, if I'm going shopping, which doesn't happen very often, or whatever I'm doing, I have this bag. It's insulated. It will protect all my stuff, as well as it holds plenty. I don't, of course, carry big giant purses because they pull my shoulders out, but I try to have that as close to handy as possible. If I'm going in somewhere, I have a little tiny pouch in my purse. I have a little tiny pouch in basically every bag I carry anywhere that has the Acto vials and things that we'll get into. To begin with, I carry at least 2 Activial Solucortef bottles. So here they are. Here are the 2 of those. They have a separation of the powder in the bottom and the liquid right here. And you press down the top and then you peel the centerpiece off to expose the area where your needle would go into to get the medication out of here. You don't shake these when you suppress it. You actually just kind of move it around a little bit and let the medicine dissolve. Although when I am in crisis, I tend to want to shake it. So there are 2 of those in this bag, 2 syringes, 2 needles. I really like these for my emergency bag because I don't carry a Sharps, ooh, there's a bug. I don't carry a Sharps container because of the size of this bag, but these here, if you can see, they have this white clip. Now when you pull the orange cap off, I don't have one handy because they're all in my Sharps container, but when you pull the orange cap off and you use this syringe, you actually slide this white thing up and it recaps the needle without you capping the needle, because we're not supposed to do that. I'm sure nobody ever does it. Letter from my doctor, and it gives the information to the ED department, to paramedics, whomever might encounter me. This handy letter from my doctor gives very explicit instructions on medications, crisis intervention, and what I might need, who I am, protocols, and all of that. So there are actually specific protocols for EDs to handle and paramedics to use in the event that you're in crisis. So we have that. Some states have paramedic protocols that are more specific than just your ED department, such as Alabama. So I don't live there. I don't think we have one here in Texas. I actually had to contact the local ambulance service to give them a heads up that I live here because nobody else has Addison's disease in my area, at least that we know of. So they don't really know what to do. That letter comes in handy, as well as giving them a heads up that I am here. So some places like that, I think there are places in the UK that's a bonus to do. It's very helpful to save your life. So be aware that you might alert your paramedic services and your emergency department. Definitely contact your local hospital and let them know you live there. Give them copies of this so that they have it on hand, and that way when you do end up in the emergency room, they know what to do for you. Of course, I wear a medical ID bracelet, but sometimes they don't check that. Should they always? Absolutely. But do they anymore? Not so much. Also, you want to carry a list of your doctors. So you might even have those things stapled. You have a list of your doctors and their contact information so that the ED doctors can contact your endocrinologist or other doctors to be able to find out what exactly they need to do for you. You also want to have all of your information on there as far as supplements, medications, diagnostics. You want to have all of that stuff so they know what you're actually taking, what's in your body, and what they might need to be aware of in case of contraindications or if you're having a reaction to something. Allergies, of course, would go on there. Help yourself by being proactive and helping them help you. Lots of extra helps there. Another thing you want to have in your bag is your glucometer. I actually wear a Dexcom, so that is a bonus. Very helpful. But your glucometer, actually this is my old one, but you have your lancets and your strips and all your stuff, your actual meter for your pouch. I have like 5 or 6 of these all over the place. But this one goes in my emergency case so that your sugar can be checked in the event that whomever has come up on you or whoever's with you doesn't have a meter, such as paramedics carry meters, hospitals have meters. But if you have one, wherever you are, your sugar can be checked at any time. You may also need to calibrate your Dexcom, which I have to do once a day. You calibrate it to make sure everything's running smoothly. I also will carry a glucagon kit, which I talked about in my last video. But in the glucagon kit, much like the Active vials, there is this. It is a powder, just like in the Active vial, and your actual syringe has the liquid in it, and you inject it in here. You just swirl it around a little, and you retract it with this again, and then you inject it intramuscularly, IM. And let me tell you, this is a big O needle. I doubt you can see it on the camera. It's so big, and I am probably doing the biggest no-no ever, so all of you are cringing as I am putting the cat back on this. But there's that. I carry this with me. I don't know if everybody carries them, but I do because I have such hypoglycemic issues. Another thing that I like to carry, because who doesn't get super nauseated when you're in crisis, is a barf bag. Of course, you know, these kind where they look like little trash bags or whatever. These are super handy and they work really well, and they're compact, they're flat, they get very small, and these have been a lifesaver, a mess saver rather, when I've needed them. Do your people a favor, carry a pair of gloves, alcohol wipes, Band-Aids. I love this little thing. It is, I got it at some kind of like little community health fairs, and I like it. You just empty the box of Band-Aids into this little doodad, and your Band-Aid papers don't come apart like they do in my purse all the time. Well, that's about it. That's all I have in my emergency kit, or the generic emergency kit, my basic emergency kit. And the little pouch in my purse has a few other items, or maybe some sweets or whatever. The pouch in my school bag and my work bag, they all have a few variations, but pretty much the same thing. That they have different looking pouches. This is the only one that looks like a first aid kit, so this is really the only one that people would notice as much. I probably need to get some type of tag. Maybe leave me a comment below if you have an idea, something I can do to identify the pouches, because I don't want them to all look like this big red first aid kit, but this is very handy and helpful for me, especially if I'm going somewhere like an amusement park or somewhere where the likelihood of something happening to me is stronger than other times, and where there might be a lot of people and chaos, so that comes in handy. But I think maybe I would like a tag of some kind that's like a first aid type tag or an alert type tag that would go on pouches. They probably make them. Yeah, if you guys know, leave me information in the comments, or a link or something, or a name of a company that does stuff like that. So this has been fun. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if I left anything out, maybe there's something that's really important that I haven't thought of that I've left out. So leave it in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye.